And then, yeah, for the solos, I'm going to do In My Life.
Oh, good morning, everybody. Hello, good morning. 3 more minutes. Oh, okay, 3 more minutes requested. That's fair. I could always use 3 more minutes. But we all made it across the bridge. That's pretty exciting. They're in Iowa. They're the only. I know, right?
Okay.
Hello, hello. Okay. Are we ready? I feel like the sun is energizing us all. Yeah, I can feel we'll have some good buzzing energy today. Okay, please stand as you are able. And we are going to sing It's in Every One of Us. Oh, yes, my dad is not here today. They are in Iowa. I know. They are, yeah, but they'll be back. But they're doing research study for my mother, so. It's in every one of us to be wise. Find your heart, open up both your eyes. We can all know everything without ever knowing why. It's in every one of us by and by. Let's do it again. It's in every one of us to be wise. Find your heart, open up both your eyes. We can all know everything without ever knowing why. It's in every one of us by and by. Oh, that was beautiful. That was really beautiful. I wanted to keep going.
I did too.
Again.
Yeah, more and more.
Oh, that was beautiful.
We've had that song for a long time. Good morning, everyone. Look at you be intrepid. Bridge closure, halfway. Which half, we ask? Am I going this way or that way? I suddenly realized how they're redirecting traffic down our street. Hello? I had a vision yesterday. I was sitting thinking about how it was going to work and what they were going to do with all the people who didn't know that there was going to be an eastbound closure and how they were going to get those people around. Well, they're going to bring them down our street. I thought, well, shoot. Traffic patterns, traffic patterns. Things change, my friends. Things change. And we welcome the experience of change because it always inspires growth. It always inspires growth in our minds, in our hearts, in our bodies, in our routines, and in our lives. This from H.B. Jeffrey, beloved of God, greeting. In my integrity within me, where I know and see as God, I know and see you. O beloved, to be free, wise, and immortal. I see you unfettered and unbound, triumphant, glorious, splendid. I see you unweighted by human thought of limitation, unweighted by matter. I see you unbound, undiseased, and buoyant. I see you strong and mighty, forceful, powerful, and divine. I see your eye lit from a fire that comes from on high. I see your tongue tipped with celestial instructions. I behold you bright and joyous. I see you victorious and undaunted. I see you spotless and beautiful. I see you deathless and abiding. I see you flawless and fearless, transcending yourself and all of your affairs. I see you as independent. I see you smiling and sound and sane and strong. I see you to be the strong child of God, brother, sister of Jesus the Christ, and joint heir of the Father, Mother to the kingdom. I see you alive with God and upheld by a freedom of spirit forever. All the world sees you as I see you, now and forevermore. It's called A Transcendent Treatment by H.B. Jeffrey. Beloved of God, greeting. Beloved of God, greeting. I love the opening, I love the words, I love the power, yes? Can you remind me of such? Thank you. I will, or I might. It could happen. Miracles occur. We welcome you on a Sunday morning in the warm and loving spirit of unity. I'm so happy to see all of you. We welcome you and greet you in recognition of our unity with all people, all aspects of life, in all dimensions, whether it's swimmers or flyers or walkers or runners or whatever the case may be. We see us. We see us as beings of spirit, living in a spirit of oneness on all levels of development and understanding, coming from all communities of faith or non-faith, moving in and through life in all forms of expression, and yet unified in one source called unity. Not the church, but the reality of life. There is one presence and one power, active in the universe and active in my life. God the good, omnipotent, we say. There's only one presence and one power active in my life. Together? Only one presence and one power active in my life and in yours, and in yours. God the good, omnipotent. Our daily word today is appreciation. Thank you, Betsy. You stole it.
Good morning. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and I appreciate it. Today's word is appreciation. I express appreciation for my many blessings. It has been said that what I appreciate appreciates. The more I give thanks for what I have, the more blessings I will discover. Practicing gratitude in all circumstances helps me realize how abundantly blessed I am. When I remember all the good that God is, more good is revealed to me. Taking a breath, I give thanks for life. Opening my eyes, I give thanks for the clarity of spiritual vision. Listening deeply, I give thanks for divine wisdom. With each bite of food, every sip of water, I feel grateful for my body and physical senses. There is so much to appreciate. From the small, everyday things to life's most grand events. Giving thanks with my whole heart brings me joy. I practice appreciation for all that I am, all that I have, and all that I do. And from Psalms 9, verse 1, I will give thanks to God with my whole heart. I will tell of all your wonderful deeds. And I want to share yesterday's guidance reading too, just part of it, because it was very meaningful to me. When I have a decision to make, my thoughts may seem jumbled or unsure. In fact, the more information I gather from outside sources, the less clear my guidance may seem. But I don't despair because I know the most powerful resource I have is within me. God is my light and source of infinite wisdom. In prayer, I quiet my mental chatter and listen in the stillness. I gain confidence and peace as I discern the wisdom of my heart. It's a good one. Good for rereading. Thank you.
New. Oh. Things, friends. Father's Day service next Sunday looks like most Sunday mornings, but the following week on the 28th, we're celebrating Father's Day with barbecue and potluck. And the potluck is bring what you wish, and we'll do barbecue. We talked it through at the board meeting the other night and seemed to have an orderly list of appropriate menu items and the number of grills and things that we need for that. So that's on the 28th. I begin a new book study called Souvenirs of the Holy, an online book series. You can read about it in the newsletter on Friday mornings or on the website. Souvenirs of the Holy, written by an Episcopal priest. She, of great insight, looks at how we find the holy in ordinary things. And it seems like a great summer study. And then on the 2nd of July, I'm going to start, I think, I can't remember if it's 5 weeks or 6, Summer Tune-Up, an online meditation series from 5:30 to 6 on Thursday evenings for a few weeks. Just summer refreshment and time to center for a half an hour and enjoy the experience of the inward journey. I have a friend here. My friend Janet Foster is here this morning. Oh, yes, applaud for her. Yeah. She drops by with her hands and arms full of food for us since Kay's been out of commission. Janet comes bearing food. I'm like, what's coming in the door now? Wonderful to have you here. Nice to see you. The things that make my heart stop a little when a new friend comes that I know. I would get a little anxious about that. It's like the meditations of my mouth and the meditations of my heart are guided on a Sunday, any Sunday. I think I count on that to be true. And if you're here on a Sunday morning for the first time, what I can say is it's never the same twice. We are not based on consistency here. We're based on whatever inspires us in the moment. And so if you've been here once, we're always glad when you come back twice. And if you've been back twice, you'll know by the time you've been here, if you choose to come a third time, that this is a place where you are always welcome, where we are always grateful for your presence, and where we believe and see in you the divine presence that you are and the divine expression that you are in your world. Kathy, is this one of your beloveds? Would you introduce her for me? Zoe. Hi, Zoe. How lovely. Thanks for coming. Nice to have you here. Yeah. So now you know where she hangs out when she's not with her family. And you, have I met you before?
I'm Michelle. I'm Ireland and Wildwood's godmother and good friends with Lacey.
Wonderful. So tell me your name again. Michelle, thank you. And for those of you we haven't seen for a while, we love you and we're so grateful to see you on a Sunday morning. It's been a bit of time, but we're always grateful. So moving on, we had a board meeting on Tuesday night, and because our blessed friend Rick has decided to go elsewhere. You could have commuted from Kennewick, it's not too far. It could be a day and a half trip, 2 days, yeah. Well, we needed to fill his board position, so the nominating committee met last Sunday after church, and we coerced, is a lovely word. We didn't barter, we didn't pay money, but we asked, and Leanne said she would be willing to serve on the board to fill this year. Yeah. So, if you don't know Leanne, she's been busy around here doing a lot of things, and she has a big life. But she's willing to not replace you. It would be impossible, but to sit in your seat for the remainder of the year. So, as we have said, your absence leaves a big gap for us. And I think about our friends who are being called into other experiences of life, and I know that there's no time or no place that is neither a time or a place other than divine appointment. That we arrive at our destinations by divine appointment, and we unfold in those experiences in accord with our own divine path, whatever our journey is bringing forth. And so even as we let go of something, something else is already emerging in the experience of our lives. If you or someone you know is in need of prayer, or you want to offer prayer for anything in this wonderful, chaotic world in which we live, our prayer box is a small brown box over on the credenza. There are prayer forms over there, although I don't see them right now. But a prayer request form will appear magically at the end of the service. And yeah, just like that. And please, if you don't see one, ask. And if you or someone you know is in need of prayer, know that our prayer team is very active. We have a wonderful group of prayers who are dedicated to serving you in this way. You can also go online to the website. Wonderful visit to the newly revised website, and you can submit a prayer request there. unitysv.org gets you onto the website. Anything I missed? Louise, is it already 6 months?
You wrote a letter to God in January. Now you get to see what you hope for, or wish for, or what you gave. So there it is.
So it's part of our burning bowl ceremony where we write a letter to God, and 6 months later, it comes right back to who? You. And the prayers of your heart, the desires, or whatever it was that you needed to write in confidence is now available for you to see what's happened in the meantime. It's a wonderful way to look at your life and see, am I in the same place? And that's not good news. If you're in exactly the same place you were when you wrote that letter, that's not the best news. We hope there is something in there that you have realized in manifestation that has shifted, changed, altered in you or in your life, that that is the outworking of what we call the divine presence of good. So hopefully there's something wonderful there for you to see. So Louise has them. The ones that she can't give out today, she'll mail back. And thank you for being participants in a process that really does have great meaning. Anytime you write a letter of forgiveness and release it, anytime you write a letter of desire or wish or commitment and release it, it moves through you in this incredible process of energy and manifestation. And it, I believe they used to say, it tickles the particles of energy in the universe to respond to what you're willing to say and own and experience in your life. So there you have that. How about we share our meditation time? Did I miss something? Because I feel like I missed something. What's our meditation song?
To love, serve, and remember.
Nice.
I have to earth. Do you remember? Why have we taken birth? Do you remember to love, to serve and remember, to love, to serve and remember? Why have we come to earth? Do you remember? Why have we taken birth? Do you remember to love, to serve and remember, to love, to serve and remember? Let's repeat that. To love, to serve and remember, to love, to serve and remember, love.
As you allow yourself the gift of a moment, let your breath be your guide. The natural rhythm of your breath is the focal point of a moment of stillness, a moment of peace, a moment of letting go, a moment of remembering. As you gently close your eyes and let your body relax, you can feel a shift. The body remembers. The movement of the spirit within you remembers. And when you remember, when you shift the focus of your attention, you open to receive the great gift and the great blessing that moves through you, that surrounds you, that is present in every step you take. Loving Spirit, guide us. we follow our breath. We open to your presence, to your love, to your grace, to your wisdom, to your strength, to your power. To your life force as it moves in us, through us, and around us. So again, deep breath. And a letting go into a deeper state of relaxation. The power that moves in and through you is not a power of force, but a power of peace. The presence of peace. And in that peace is a right and perfect harmony and order. A harmony and order that is present within every cell and atom and particle of your being. The movement of perfect order establishes rhythm and harmony in the deepest aspects of your being and your life. For in all things, the power of the one presence is at work. I align with that perfect order and harmony in the knowing that I am guided I align with that perfect order in the knowing that I am healed and whole. I am inspired by that perfect harmony and order. For I know that that still small voice within me knows better than I, knows the way, knows the rhythm, knows the harmony, and knows its own order as it works in and through me now and always. the breath, I allow myself to align with that perfect order. For a moment, I trust that all things are moving in accord with the power and presence of good. As I see that to be true for myself and in my life, I see it to be true in my world, even in the midst of chaos, even in the midst of confusion. I hold and uphold the knowing that there is divine order and harmony at work, and that there is a far greater wisdom unveiling and unfolding the highest good. As we walk forth from this moment, we do so in the knowing that we are cared for, we are loved, we are blessed, we are held in a holy embrace, without beginning and without end. And we know that all is well. We give thanks knowing that all is well, and so it is. Amen.
Oh my, wow, thank you. At least I didn't swim. Okay. These are days you'll remember, never before and never since, I promise. Will the whole world be as warm as this? And as you feel it, you'll know it's true. That you are blessed and lucky. Oh, it's true. That you are touched by something that will glow and bloom in you.
You went quiet for a minute.
I did.
So where were you the other day that you had that huge crowd of people? You were doing a show? Did you do something?
Oh yes, it was like this is funny. It's like a children. It was like a children's rave.
Yeah?
It was literally at a nightclub in Seattle, and they shut it down during the day for children to come. I didn't know you could do that.
Well, there you
But
go.
you could.
Uh-huh.
And so yeah, it's fun. There's just a bunch of kids in there. It's like their first concert, and their moms are all in the back.
Oh,
It
jeez.
was really cute.
Whoa.
Oh, it was at Trinity nightclub in Seattle.
Well, I'm grateful for Facebook because I get to know where you are periodically. If you're not on Facebook, it's a way to connect. I know it's a dinosaur, but it's still a way to connect with people. And Sam keeps us posted on our community website. Yes. Okay, we have a community website where you can post or read or see what's going on with each other. So, yeah, talk to Sam, talk to Denise, talk to somebody. Somebody knows something. I don't know. I don't know. I am paring down my Facebook to be a much smaller entity. I have a lot of animals on my Facebook. A lot of cats, a lot of dogs, a lot of progressing things, and some brilliant people who post a couple of times a week, who keep me apprised of other things that I'm grateful to know. So we started a series called Outside the Box. No, it wasn't a we. You said I started a series called Outside the Box. And the reason that it came to me was exploring once again the progression of spiritual thought. The Blessed Southern Baptists voted once again, not 1 year, not 10 years, not 20 years, but yet again, as a movement, they voted, and the percentage was huge, that women cannot preach in a Southern Baptist church. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is their tradition. They have had numerous challenges to it, and it was overwhelmingly passed once again. So what are you going to say about that? You're going to say it's their tradition, right? Well, limitation is limitation, right? And the exploration of it for all of us is to say that is their traditional format. That is the faith they follow. That's the practice they hold. And you look at that and you say, well, that's not my way. Well, obviously it's not your way. But the reality of it is the rapid movement to trying to conform one another to an idea that we hold about what is and what is not the right path, the right order. But we look all over the world and we look in all different ways of expressing religion and spirituality, and we say there are as many paths to the one as there are individuals who choose to respond to their path. It's not about consensus. If we can understand that the ideas that individuals hold and come to in their own lives are not up for consensus. They don't match a regulated pattern of belief structure. If they did, you wouldn't be here. And you wouldn't be thinking for yourself outside the box of the historical way in which people have thought and practiced their spirituality. So from the book that I was reading, Zen for the Spiritual Not Religious, or Zen at the End of Religion, I think it's called, it said we're in a liminal moment when the grip of our old religions has loosened. In this moment, we're able to see things a bit more clearly, and maybe even to sort the wheat and the chaff. Here we can explore some important questions, perhaps critical questions for lives that matter. And among them, what is religion and what is spirituality? And it is of deep consideration because many of us started in a more traditional framework or even a fundamentalist framework and discovered along the way that the things we wanted in that experience no longer met the need that we had that was emerging from within us, whatever that need might be or how we defined it. We were in the midst of something that really was a form we were inhabiting, but we came to a point where that form no longer fit. The size of it or the shape of it or the thought of it was no longer our path. And many times we were outside it before we were even aware. We were having thoughts that were very much outside the traditional framework or the fundamental form. We were already thinking outside that box. And we thought other people might be doing the same. And I touched on last week, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, when they started Unity. Charles Fillmore, co-founders of Unity, Charles said, we don't want to start more religions in the world. We don't need more religions. People need to understand the power of the spirit within their own being. If we can expose people to the power of their own minds, their own spirits, their inherent divinity, if you will, they will find a freedom within their own tradition that will change their lives. And that will be our work. But it didn't work because people went back to their tradition and discovered that they were not welcome, that they were outside the box, that the new inspiration or the new life force or the new movement within them wasn't of comfort within that framework. And that's how Unity began. They said, we're not welcome back where we came from. But that's the way life works. When you emerge into a new state of awareness, when you awaken into a new way of seeing something, you discover that it's changed everything, and in that, you fundamentally transform from the inside out. And when it happens, you can't even help it. It comes to you through some channel. Somebody says something, you read something, you go somewhere. For the Fillmores, they saw an event posted on a telephone pole, letting them know that a speaker was coming, one of the many itinerant speakers that traveled around the country. That person was going to be there to speak in Kansas City. And they attended and heard the words, "You're a child of God." You do not inherit sickness, and you're not a child of limitation. And for them, because she had been ill for so long, it was this huge revelation. Well, at that point, 1865 or 1880 or whatever day it was, something changed that affected and influenced how I think and how I am in the world in this extraordinary way that has had its own rhythm, has had its own unfolding, that has brought me to this point in time and brought you where you are, if you're sitting there, whether you found meaning in the teachings or whether you're in a new stage and you're looking for that foundational heartbeat of spirit in you again. This awareness that these things are already in us, and when they pop open, we pop open and begin to alter our path, the way we think, the way we see, how we function in the world, what matters to us. But if that's true for us, it's true for others who believe that they too have found their path. And although it may not be the one that I can conform to or want to be part of or agree with, you know that the people have come to that point through their own guidance, through their own understanding. And on Sunday morning, when we say, we honor all faiths, we honor all not faith, we honor people on a spiritual divine path that defies our definition and our understanding. Down through time, then, the influences that have affected us, we've mixed those together in a large mixing bowl of consciousness. And we've got a little of this mixed in, and here's a little Tibetan Buddhism mixed in, and here's a little Bible stuff mixed in, and here's a little of that, and here's a little of this, and here's Wayne Dyer, and there's Deepak Chopra, and then there's this, and then we've mixed in a little Greg Braden. He's still out in the world teaching. We've got some this, we've got it's coming from here. We've got Paul Selig and the guides. We mix it up here in a Unity Church that is very individual. What inspires you as individuals is part of this that we call oneness, unity. What turns you on turns me off. What lifts you higher may not be something that I'm inspired by. Maybe I was, maybe I'm not. In 1973, one of the primary influences for me spiritually was a guy who used to be the minister in Everett, Bob Egan. And he was following Saint Germain and the Violet Flame, right? Well, I'm new in Unity, I'm new in all this study, and there's Bob, and he takes me off to a psychic, and we go to this Chinese psychic, and then we go to this woman, and then I'm exploring, and people are coming, and I live in Olympia, and there are a whole lot of people seemingly coming out of the woods with different levels of inspiration and a desire to share and to teach, and it's all new, and it's all exciting, and the old way doesn't have any meaning for me at that point, because I'm all like glorified by these ideas, and it's so powerful, and I had somebody really influential in my life when I started off to ministerial school who said, don't do it, Don't do it. I'm part of what today would be Calvary Chapel. And she said, you know you, I love you, I've followed you these years, and not as, I wasn't teaching, as a person, she mentored me. But you're on the wrong path. You're on the wrong path. And then at some point, I remember sitting on my bed, just wailing, asking for clear guidance. Clear guidance. Am I on the wrong path? How would I know? How would I know? How would I know? I know something brought me to life. I know something made me feel alive in a way I never had. I knew and found in that a message about who I was. That I'm a child of God. I am inherently born of the divine and cannot be separate from my source. That means I'm worthy. That means I'm enough. That means my brokenness is not the reality of my being. And the limitations and the way I've seen and the way I've thought really don't govern the reality of my being. I can change the way I think. Well, around in the mix of all of that, there was this fertile field of crystals, and tarot, and this, and that, and this. And then occasionally finding myself in a church that had a fabulous music program. There wasn't a Unity church, but the music inspired my heart. Or the ritual touched me in some way or another, and I thought, oh, I love that. I love that. We were meeting in a garden club. We had a pianist that didn't play well, but she'd played for a long time. People sang, but it was a little screechy in there. But I'm like, no, I want the meat of this. I want to feel that something that Spirit speaks in me. And then, along the way, it's the time of Norman Vincent Peale and the Marble Cathedral, or Collegiate Church, that's what it's called, and the Crystal Cathedral and Bob Schuller, and then Unity started bringing forth more material to study, and Billy Graham was out doing crusades, and people were doing these big, huge things, and Unity was suspect. Unity was suspect. You what? You go where? Oh, is that Unitarian? Oh, what do you believe? Well, I don't know how to tell you what I believe because I don't really get what I believe yet, but I'm certainly excited about it. I am lit up like a candle, but I don't know how to tell you how that feels in me to be so alive in my spiritual identity that even in the face of all those things, the passion stays. But as I said last week, Unity has a tendency to get itself in a box, and it just broke itself. Leslie, when I think about the meetings we've been part of, they literally broke themselves. Headquarters Unity at Unity Village, they just broke themselves. They made the decision to disband one whole central operating structure within a dual or shared Unity relationship at headquarters. And they decided to go under one authorizing body called Unity Headquarters. Well, it was a big deal, and some people hated it. Loss of identity, loss of viability, loss of the box, the familiar way to operate. I mean, I don't know who to call at Unity if I need somebody. but I know where it is, and I know that whenever I go there, it makes my heart soar. The beauty of Unity Village and the history of it and what it means to the world, that the freedom of unity was unveiled in a time like Center for Spiritual Lead. Yep. My brain's going faster than my mouth. The Center for Spiritual Living, Religious Science, Science of Mind, Divine Science, all of these things came up in about the same time, and it wasn't that long ago. It's in a period of about 150 years that we see the emergence of the power of these ideas and continue to influence people on the basis of what does it mean to you, and it's expanded now. We have these mixing bowls of ideas that still ask us to define, well, what do you believe? Well, I believe there's one presence and one power. And we still say it under our breath, like we stepped outside the box, but we've never fully taken authority because we've met so much resistance to the fact that the way that we walk, or you walk, or I walk, we still whisper it a little. Because we've had so many people say, unity? What's that? And when we whisper it to ourselves or to somebody else, are we not still allowing the power of what the world believes to dictate what we ourselves authorize and honor? You don't have to agree with what I think. I mean, I really don't expect people to agree with what I think. Not because I think it, but because it happens in here. I don't expect people to hold the perception I do. Because we're all on this spiral, and last week I tried to introduce spiral dynamics into the conversation, and I made a confusion of it that you didn't need, and I don't want to repeat quite like that. In 2007, I attended a week-long course with Don Beck, who is one of two of the foremost leaders, instructors, teachers of spiral dynamics. Spiral dynamics as a theory about how consciousness evolves and has evolved for, hundreds and thousands of years in human consciousness, how we've come to be where we are. And in the study of spiral dynamics, there's a baseline premise that at every stage of evolution in consciousness, awareness, human awareness, it is a response to a problem that generates a solution that leads to a new order of activity and understanding. So from the very beginning, everything that has ever moved forward in this process of human life and awareness has come in stages. And each stage develops out of some problem for which we search a solution, and out of that solution, or inborn within that solution, is already the seed of the next breaking apart of that leads into the next stage of unfolding. And that we, for how many years does it say? more than 100,000 years. And here you are today, have been moving through these stages of consciousness, developing from these situational times in history. And there is a spiritual component to every stage of that opening. So 100,000 years ago, it was all about survival. It was primarily only about survival. And tribal dynamics 100,000 years ago were about how do we survive and how do we combine resources so that we can survive together. The next stage of that evolved into, but how did we get here? And it emerges into that kind of mysterious realm, and now we're looking for the magic, the mystery, the whatever the case might be, that bonds us together in a more fundamental tribal way, but around concepts, around ideas. Before it was just survival. Now we're around an idea. We have a tribe and we define it. They say that's the realm of purple. But the problem out of purple is that tribal concept meant you were in or you were out. You were whatever. It had its own parameters. You know, imagine being part of the tribe where if you didn't follow the tribal norm, you were outcast and invisible in your own system. You were in or you were out. Well, that has continued. We can see that to be true. The next wave of it was red. It was in reaction to that. And it was impulse, and it was violence, and it was chaos. And we will have our way in rebellion and freedom. So remember, we start from survival. We're moving into this whole purple realm that's pretty purple. This kind of magical realm where well, you have to explore it more, but it's kind of a dark magic time. And it was way long ago. Purple was 50,000 years ago. So that emerged, that idea. So imagine every one of these plants an infused idea into the consciousness of being that always emerges into the next level of understanding. When we look at our spiritual, and it goes on and on, up to where we are now, which is bridging into a whole new time. A time that's unlike any of the other, and off the chart, if you will, of the way human beings respond to life that's available to us now. And believe it or not, people who stepped outside the box, so I could give you all these progressions, but we don't have time. People who stepped outside the box in and through these emerging times, periods, are the ones who are sitting in your chairs today. You are the result of this evolution of consciousness. Not because it's the highest or the best or the worst, but because you've been led into a way of seeing and thinking outside the box. And if you're not careful, you'll get yourself in your own box about what you believe and what you think, and close the door on how much more is being revealed to us on an inner level in our spiritual development in this time. Spirit is not finished with us yet, nor ever. And as we are bridging into this new experience, so the realm that we are moving, you can't move out of it because they're all inherent within each other. But 150 years ago, the whole idea of well, unity was born in that time, and the other traditions, not just metaphysical, but I am you, and you are me, and there is no separation, and that which I am, you are, and that which you are is all, and in all, and through all, and as all. We are all somehow not just sparks from a flame. We are inherently in that impulse of evolution itself, a spiritual impulse that has been present from the earliest known operating system of human beings, right up to and through the you that you are in the place you're sitting, in the you you're being in this moment in time. Spiritual impulse revealing itself in and through all the phases of your life, all of the trials and tribulations and challenges and joys and awakenings and beginnings and endings and lighting up and going dim, that this process has been presenting itself in you as the divine reality that cannot be stopped, cannot be circumvented, but is at the heart of all reality, bringing you to a place where you stepped outside a box of the known, or many of them, and stood in the unknown between worlds, having no idea what was emerging, only knowing that what was no longer fits in the way it used to. We become rebels. We become all different kinds of people to try to put the pieces together. We work at, if I can't fix it, I'll break it. If I can't get it to conform to what I see, I'll just break the thing. And we discovered that didn't work either. How many worlds have you left? And how many worlds have you been born into that brings you to the extraordinary nature of this moment when we think everything's coming apart in a system for hundreds of thousands of years, millions of years, born in us as the divine emerging through every phase of our life today and tomorrow. And it doesn't look good. We don't like some of it. But we have a consciousness that can transcend just the momentary loss or distress or pain. We have a consciousness, we have a mind and a heart and a being that can transcend the limitation that we see around us or within us, as we uphold a spiral that's ever leading us in a collective, extraordinary dance of spiritual life. And you stepped out of the box. And your brothers and sisters stepped out of the box. And that's why it feels so good to meet somebody on the path who says, I understand. And you say, let me tell you about the rocks, and let me tell you about the this, and let me tell you about the that. You know how far we have come in 150 years of thought and development, and prompted by a spiritual desire for the fullness of life beyond limitation. There's so much to be curious about. And we're just on the threshold of our own conscious explosions into divine awareness in a new way, a way people before us haven't known yet. Or if they did, they walked the walk. Jesus in his advanced state, Buddha in his advanced state, the great ones, the teachers, the leaders, who said there's more to this story than you've seen. And then we got stuck in the box because somebody said this is the way you see it, and this is the way you do it, and this is what it means. And you're saying, no, let me find my heart and see for myself. That's the divine journey. Let me see for myself, you say. Not everyone says that. What a gift it is to challenge the form, each in your own way. What a gift it is to be you in this time. And what a gift you are to all of us. Let's share our tithes and our love offerings. You've got 2 more weeks of me doing this. Can't, hang on. She's on her course here. Our tithes and love offerings support this ministry. It's what allows us to be here and be together here. For all the gifts we receive, we love to share with others. And for all the love that goes into your giving, I am so grateful. We are so grateful. The blessing of your generosity shows up in the kitchen, in the greeting, in the doing, in the singing, in the sound work, in the ushering, in the generosity shows up in so many ways. And we are grateful for it all. So thank you so much. I give joyfully and easily, for God is my source, and abundance is my nature. I give joyfully and easily, for God is my source, and abundance is my nature. Yep. Thank you.
There are places I remember all my life, though some have changed, some forever, not for better. Some have gone and some remain. All these places have their moments with lovers and friends I still can recall. Some are dead and some are living, but in my life I've loved them all. But of all these friends and lovers, there is no one compares with you, and these memories lose their meaning when I think of love as something new. Though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things I've known before. I know I'll often stop and think about them, but in my life I love you more. Though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them, but in my life I love you more. In my life I love you more. In my life I love you more.
Thank you, everyone. If it's your first time here, you know we have snacks over. You may not know we have snacks over there in that area. If you haven't filled out a card or whatever it is at the front that gives us your name and contact information, we would love to have that from you. We promise we will never track you down, but but if we're doing something fun, we want you to know about it. So if you're not on our newsletter list, ask somebody and get yourself on that list. Know that you are deeply, dearly loved. I know that your drive home may be different than usual. But just the fact that you are here and that we're all doing the drive in one way or another, it's just the way it is. You know that phrase? It's just the way it is. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you. This is a prayer for protection. Please join us. The light of God. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Please stand and make a circle and join in our peace song.
I'll sing it from up here today because my dad isn't here. Once we all join hands. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let